Sandusky Law Offices. Ohio OVI penalties. An Ohio OVI conviction, sometimes still referred to as a DUI or even DWI, will result in mandatory penalties that are found in Ohio Revised Code section 4511.19. Those penalties will depend upon whether you have been convicted of other OVIs, whether you refused an evidentiary chemical test, which is most often an alcohol breath test, and what your level registered on the test, most often your blood alcohol content BAC level. If you agree to take the breath test and registered a BAC of 0.08 but less than 0.17, you have a low-tier OVI. If the level was greater than 0.17, you have a high-tier OVI. You will also have a high-tier OVI if you refuse the breath test and have had another OVI during the previous 20 years. If this is your first OVI in 10 years and you plead guilty, no contest, or are found guilty, the minimum penalty for a low tier will be either 3 days in jail or 3 days of a driver's intervention program, DIP, which is typically a 3-day seminar regarding drug and alcohol abuse held at a local hotel at a cost of near $500. For a high-tier OVI conviction, the minimum penalty increases to either 6 days of jail or 3 days of jail plus the 3-day driver's intervention program. Whether low or high tier, the court may impose incarceration up to 6 months, probation up to 5 years, a chemical dependency evaluation and treatment, restricted license plates, and an interlock system. Additionally, you will also face a license suspension of 1 to 3 years, resulting in a license reinstatement fee and 6 points to your driver's record. For a second OVI in 10 years, the incarceration penalties increase to either 10 days of jail or 5 days of jail plus 18 days of house arrest for a low-tier OVI. For a high-tier OVI, the minimum penalty will include 20 days of jail or 10 days of jail with 36 days of house arrest. For both tiers, the fine increases to $525 to $1,625, the license suspension increases to 1 to 7 years, and the restricted license plates and interlock system become mandatory. Participation in a drug and alcohol program becomes mandatory, and the vehicle will be mobilized for 90 days if registered to you. For a third OVI in 10 years, the incarceration penalties for a low-tier OVI increase to either 30 days of jail or 15 days of jail plus 55 days of house arrest. For a high tier, the penalties are increased to either 60 days of jail or 30 days in jail plus 110 days of house arrest. Maximum incarceration increases from 6 months to 1 year. The fine is increased to $825 to $2,750. The license suspension is increased to 2 to 12 years, and the vehicle will be forfeited if registered to you. For a fourth OVI or more, the penalties continue to increase into the felony range. The attorneys at Sandusky Law Offices provide personalized representation, valued for their experience and respected for their skills. If you find yourself in need of an attorney, contact us for a free telephone consultation at 800-641-1970.